Is she sleeping like that?
Yeah. She heard you cough and she's like, I ain't getting sick.
Today is a hot mess day. We are going to the vet. We have the little pooches. I have little Ella and I have Misa with me. So I'm taking both of them to the vet today, mainly because we're taking Ella to get her boosters, her puppy shots, all of her heartworm medicine, everything like that. And I called the 2nd and got an appointment for today, which is the 3rd of January 2020. And Misa has had this little tiny, like the size of like a pea, like maybe the end of my pinky, and like a little bump on her back for a while, and it's been raised up. And when I cut her and groomed her, I noticed that she's been biting at it more. I'm pretty sure it's just like a water cyst or just some kind of cyst that they may have to drain. And I just want to get a peace of mind to know what that is, because it is getting a little bit bigger. And I had another dog, I had a Shih Tzu, actually about the same size as Misa. And quit chewing on your jacket. We don't chew on our jackets. And my Shih Tzu, she passed away a couple years ago, but she had a problem with a cyst right on her throat. And I'd have to go in there so often and they'd have to lance it and drain it and everything. So I'm hoping that Misa's is not serious and that it's just a water cyst on her back. And then as for this one here that's chewing up her coat, quit. She has been, a little update on her. First of all, I'm so tired. I've been sick, as you know, and I have had a new puppy all at once. So I am a little drained and tired right now. And this little puppy is wired at nighttime. Like, she goes and goes at night, and like she wants to sleep during the day. And we try to keep her up during the day, but that's the only time, like when she's sleeping, that I can get things done that I need to get done, like shower and cleaning and all that stuff. And so she's a bear cat at nighttime. And what we do is I have a great big cage I keep all my dogs in at nighttime, and they go in there at night. So at nighttime, probably about 10 o'clock, I try to get her in there about 8:39, but I end up getting her in there at 8:39, and I take her out till like 10 or 11 because she just whines and cries. But anyway, she goes into this cage at like, let's say 10:30 at night, and I have a TV next to it, and because it's in the living room, and I put sleep sounds on that TV, so it's relaxing sounds. I put a little blanket up around the cage where she lays at, and eventually she goes to sleep, but she cries it out. She screams and cries because she does not want to be in that cage, but she's with the other dogs, and we've got to get her used to being in that cage, because when we go out and stuff, we put the dogs in that cage. I do not let the dogs run through the house all the time because they're not potty trained, and they are older dogs, and they're used to being in their crate, so they get out and play and eat, and they have food in their cage too. So I mean, they're not neglected in any shape or form, but she's got to get used to being in her cage, because when we're not home, she can't run through the house. So it's been a struggle getting her used to that cage, because she's very attached to me now, and if I leave the room at all, she will start screaming at the top of her lungs and just throw the biggest fit ever. And there's been nights that I have had to sleep in, or like sit there in a recliner, like on New Year's Eve or New Year's. I literally sat in that recliner next to her so she could see me, and she'd go to sleep, and I'd sneak back upstairs. And that's what I've been doing. So I'm a little worn out. And like last night, okay, back to the vet thing. Today she's going to the vet, and she's getting all of her shots and everything. They told me to get a stool sample from her. We had a hard time. We had to keep her upstairs with us the whole time, separated from the other dogs, so we could get her stool sample. And as soon as I let her go downstairs and play with the other dogs, she ended up using the bathroom, and I was able to collect it because I knew it was hers. But we got her stool sample to take, and they're going to be running all kinds of tests today. She's getting a full physical, she's getting her full shots, and it's going to run me $102 around that, just for her. And every 3 weeks after that, it's $48, and they give me a heartworm peel and the rest at the end of her boosters. So she's going to be a little pricey here for a while. And I don't know how much Misa's going to cost. I have no clue how much Misa's going to cost at all, because I don't know what she's got. If they want to send off for a biopsy, that's going to be even more. So that's where we're heading now. We're going to the vet, and fingers crossed everything good comes back. She gets a good clean bill of health, and Misa gets a good clean bill of health, because Misa's not been to the vet in a long time. And And I don't think Macy's updated on her hardwares. What if they ask if I want to put her on them? Should I do it? I probably should do it because these are my two youngest. The other Chihuahuas are older. Because I got Mesa when I worked at the psych hospital. And I worked there in like 2014. She's not that old. So I need to, I'm just worn out, sick, tired. I will probably get Mesa to update on her hardware medicine as well when we go. But it will update on me this morning. I was laying there and I had a little dog in bed with me because we had put her in her cage and she slept in her cage for 6 hours. And then I ended up getting her out because she's spoiled. And I let her lay in the bed with me until she went back to sleep. Well, I ended up having to take her to her cage and let her scream and cry and wake everybody up at like 8 o'clock this morning. And I was sick as a dog. I was throwing up sick. I think it's because I took my antibiotic at 8:30. And I took it on an empty stomach because I was just so tired. I just wanted to take it and go back to bed. And it made me so sick. But it got all that mucus stuff out because I've been on Mucinex. And that's really helped me a lot. But that cough's slowly breaking up. And when I was throwing up and everything, all that mucus and stuff was coming out. So hopefully I'm going to get better soon. Because this has been a bad cold I've had. Like, speaking of that, last night when I was sick, I was like laying in bed and we already had the dog put up for bed and she was in a cage. She was doing good. She was asleep. My coughing was so bad that I woke her up, didn't I? Oh my goodness. So we're literally like, it's like 12 o'clock and it's 12:20 and we got to get there at 1:30. And I overslept a little bit and just kept pushing the legs back or echo dot. And I was like, 15 more minutes. And I was just so tired because I was up for like an hour just sick. And so it's raining. We got these little dogs out here. Mises does not like being in a vet. But I will let you guys know when we get to the vet what happens, what they say, and all that stuff. And keep you updated. So we'll see you guys when we get to the vet. She's not going to like me after she gets out of the vet because she's getting all her shots. So she's probably going to be mad at me. And Misa probably will be too, depending on what they got to do. Okay, baby. You gotta stop.
Huh?
She's nervous. It's okay, baby. You'll be fine. We made it to the vet, and they look a little packed. It's okay, baby. You're okay. It's okay. Well, Ella's conked out. She's asleep. She slept the whole ride. Misa's not. Need that packed.
How long have you had your new puppy? Is your pet microchipped?
No.
Yes, my pet can have a treat. No.
So we just got out of the vet. Here's the little babies. Misa's still breathing hard, and little Ella is asleep. So we went to the vet. They gave me, oh my goodness, I got her little heartworm chew. I gotta give Ella when we get home. She gets one of these every time she visits. And today they charged me $200. It was $105 for Ella, and the rest of it was for Misa. Now, I didn't have an appointment for Misa. I had an appointment for Ella to get her boosters, her baby shots, her physical, and all that stuff. And I took Misa with me so that they could look at this mask that she has on her back. Well, they squeezed on it, and I think they stuck something in it to see what it was. And they said that it's dead skin cells, and that they suspect it's dead skin cells, and that it's not cancerous. But they would have to do a biopsy, and then they would have to go and cut it out and stitch her up, all that stuff in anesthesia. I'm looking at $500 to $900 just for this dog here, Misa. And that was the estimate for her procedure to have done. And I was like, we just need to wait. If it's not cancerous and it's just dead skin cells that you suspect it is, I just want to wait for a little bit, because I had to pay $200 today, and 80 some of that was for Misa just to be seen, and the $100 and some was for, like I said, her baby shots and everything. So, and then they gave me an estimate on Ella for her to get fixed is $200 after her puppy shots and all that stuff's over with. And she goes back at the end of this month, January the 23rd at 1:30 to have her other booster and her heartworm and all that stuff. And that's like $48 to $50 right there. So, yeah, it's expensive to have pets. Today was $200 real quick. And poor Misa, they wanted to, her teeth's not the best in the world, so they're wanting to extract 2 to 4 teeth and do her mask, cut that out and everything. And like I said, that's like around $1,000 by the time they get done with her. And that's just going to have to wait a little bit. I could put it on my care credit, but I don't think it's that urgent. She's not having problems with her teeth, and she's not having problems with that mask. It is a little inflamed where she's been biting at it and scratching at it because her hair's short now. I'm going to put some antibiotic cream on it and see if that helps it a little bit, even though it won't dissolve the mask. The mask has to be squeezed out. And they said that, I mean, all they're going to do is squeeze it out, so I may be able to squeeze it myself and get some of it out. I don't think that we're going to have her treated right now for that, because it's not that serious, and $1,000 is a lot of money. And I'm happy that we took baby Ella today and got her looked at, got all of her shots. She screamed so loud 2 times because they gave her 2 different shots. Like the first shot, she was laying there with me and Misa, and they gave her a shot and gave her a little bit of treats, and she screamed. So I guess they noticed how she reacted. Then they took her out of the room away from us to give her a next shot, and she screamed even louder. It was bad. And then she's worn out, tired. We are going to stop and get some dental chews for her, because for Misa and for the little puppy, just to help with their teeth. And can you think of anything else? What do they say about Misa?
Her teeth are gross.
Her teeth are pretty bad. Misa's teeth are bad, but she's older. Oh, baby Ella. They said she weighed. How much she weighed?
3.5 pounds.
She weighs 3.5 pounds. That means Ella is bigger than Sierra and Lucy, because my other Chihuahua was not even 3 pounds. So Ella is bigger than them, and they said that she will, if they don't think that she's really 10 weeks old, they think she's younger, but they won't know for sure until her teeth come in. And about when her teeth come in, they can predict her age and her front teeth. And they said that depending on if she's younger now, she could weigh more at her end weight. They're suspecting her to weigh about 5 to 6 pounds at the end when she's done growing. Depending if she gets fat. If she gets fat, she could be bigger than that. But her normal weight, they're predicting, is about 5 to 6 pounds. And if she is younger than 10 weeks, she could go maybe about 7 pounds. And if she is older than 10 weeks, she could go about 4 pounds. So we don't know how much she's going to weigh. She's around that, she's around that range there, from either 4 to 7 pounds. And Misa's 10 pounds. They weighed her, and Misa's a big baby. She is 10 pounds. She's born 10 pounds, 10 point something, 10.3. And they were supposed to clip their claws, and I wanted an estimate on her dew claws and all that, but they was just so busy today. I may bring that up. I do want to get Ella's dew claws removed, but with it being $200 today, I didn't push the issue. I'm like, we'll just wait, we'll get her fixed, and then after we get her fixed, we'll do dew claws again, because I'm predicting dew claws probably be about $200 too. So, and getting her fixed is $200. So 2, 4, 6. So we'll already have $600 in her by a couple months from now. And oh, puppies are pricey. Misa, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to see if it gets bigger. If it gets bigger on Misa, then I might. Well, I'll have to if it gets bigger. But that is a lot of money, and I feel bad for not saying, okay, go ahead and do it. But that's a lot of money, $900. And it may be,
Especially when I'm not working.
especially when he's not working right now. But for them to say she thinks it's dead skin cells, so if she gets in there and she does it, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing, you know. So I mean, she says that she don't think it's cancerous, or did she confirm it's not cancerous? She said it's not cancerous. So that was my biggest thing, is it's not cancerous. She can live, and she even described it as like a pimple, didn't she?
Yeah.
So if it's just a pimple thing under the skin that's hard, I'm gonna leave it. And maybe I'll squeeze on when I give her a shower and stuff and see if I can pop that out. But I am not gonna worry about it right now. And if Misa starts having problems down the road, then yes, I will get her treated for it. And I'm gonna show you the little baby. She is so knocked out right now. She's probably sore. She is probably sore. But oh my goodness, when we first got there, sorry Misa. When we first got there, I was for sure she was going to pee all over Glenn, because she started whining and crying, and like I'm pretty sure she had to pee at one point. And she's not peed yet, so it's hard to tell if she pees before we get home. So that is the update for the little babies. And I got some clips that we took while we was in the vet's office, and I'm going to share them all right here for you guys to see. I didn't get much, but I did get some. They had a little blanket on there, and little Ella kept trying to chew on it and tear it apart. But it was an overall good visit, and I would recommend, if you have a little puppy and stuff, make sure you go and get shots. I mean, I have not kept up on my adult dogs, their shots, because they stay in the house all the time. And once they got older, I just did not keep up their shots, but I should have. And I've not had any problems with them. The only problems I've had with my dogs is they've died of old age, or I did have a standard poodle that passed away because she had a great big huge mass in like her side, and it was a tumor, and they wanted to do surgery, and I didn't know her age, and they said it eventually erupted and killed her, and it did, but I didn't know her age, and I did not want to. She was older. I had her for a long time. I just did not want to put her through that, and they estimated me about $3,000 surgery for that. So I gave her a good life. I let her live her life out, and she passed away in comfort at home. And all my dogs passed away over old age. So now Lexi, I did have a Shih Tzu. She had cancer. She did have cancer, and it was in the neck of her bladder, and they estimated her living 1 year if I didn't have the surgery, and she lived 3 years, if not more, after her diagnosis, and I never did have her surgery. Her surgery was also $3,000, and she was an older dog, and I did not want to put her through the surgery of having them to go in there and cut her bladder to remove this tumor in the neck of her bladder and all that stuff, so I just did not do that. And she died in comfort at home too. And then Isabella, as you already know, passed away. Isabella, I think she died of natural causes too. Would you say that?
Pretty old.
Isabella was old. She had a lot of health issues, but hers was like cosmetic health issues. And she just literally fell over dead one day. And she was older, and she didn't suffer. None of my pets really suffered. Paris suffered a little bit in the end, because I was getting ready to take her to the vet, and she passed away because when I noticed her tumor burst, she started pouring the blood. out of her female organs and stuff, like out of her female parts. And I was getting ready to take her to the vet. She died. So, and she was a big staring poodle. She weighed probably about 80, 90 pounds, if not more. So then I had to carry her, and it was just, that was a bad situation. So I stick with small dogs. And small dogs can cause they can have a lot of health issues too. And I'm definitely going to get her fixed because none of my dogs has ever been fixed, except for my 2 little Chihuahuas at home. I don't know for sure they're fixed, but I suspicion they're fixed because they have little scars up their belly, which indicates being fixed. And I got them, they was like that when I got them. But this one here, I'm definitely going to get her fixed. Misa is not fixed. So Misa will end up having problems where she's not having puppies, and she'll end up having tumors on her breast and everything, and I'll have to deal with that. But I did not get her fixed, and I did not let her have a litter of puppies. Normally, if you have a litter of puppies, they won't have so much female problems with tumors and stuff. But Lexi started getting them, and I had a dog, my very first dog, Pug. She had tumors real bad, and Isabella was starting to get them, and then none of them was fixed. But my little Chihuahuas don't have any tumors or anything, and they're older, and it's probably because they've been fixed. So I'm definitely going to get little Ella fixed when she's old enough. And that is a little update of everything right now. We are going to go get them dental chews, pick up a few things for them before we go home. That is all for this video, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I will be having more videos come out of updates on baby Ella, because I know in the comments you all keep asking for updates on the little baby, so I'll have a lot more updates here very soon. And she's worn out. Look at her. She is worn out, tired after her shots. So we will see you guys in our very next video.